It's the Digital Board Gamer here with our top hot and not for September 2025. Now, unfortunately, I skipped last month. I was just too overwhelmed with the summer of games, but I did at least collect the data. So I have the data on my spreadsheet, so I knew what games were the hot games at the beginning of the month and so on. But there was no video, sadly. I promise not to skip it next time, as I know these are looked forward to for some people. First, if you don't know this, you can go to Games, and there's a Popular Now, and you click View More, and you see the top 100 here. Now, first, we always talk about the top 10. Now, when I took screenshots beginning this month, the only thing that flip-flopped from last month was Forest Shuffle and Ticket to Ride. They flip-flop places from 6 to 7 and vice versa, and they're still in the same order now. But last month, they were flipped around. Top 10 stayed the same since I started this week in the year. The only thing, Harmonies is down a little bit lower. That was in the top 10 for a while, but you see it's only a couple places out. Otherwise, it's pretty much always the same. Now, when I get my data, I always just put games that fell off at 110. Since I don't have the data here in this list, it's only a top 100 list. So games that fell off. Tactile made it on the list last month at 54, fell off the list. Parks made it on the list, then fell off, is 59, now off the list. Verdant made it on the list, then fell off, 74, now is off the list. Planet Unknown was on the list and fell off, 78 to off. Scythe was on the list. It's been on the list for a while. It's been beta for a long time. It fell off a couple months ago and then fell off again now. Inc., a newer game here, made the list in the last month, brand new at 83 and fell off. One of my buddies can be quite upset. Draft and Write Records have been on the list since January, being in the 80s, and it fell off the list. Orleans fell off the list as well. Verso, another new game, 92, and then off the list. Kind of a classic game, Small World here. It's been off the list for several months. It did sneak back on last month, but then just fell off again. Daybreak, a pretty cool cooperative game. It's been on the list ever since, but this was its first month not making the list. And then finally, Copenhagen snuck on the list at 99, brand new entry, but then fell off this month. Now, the reason why we had so many games fall off is because we had so many new games. We have 12 new games to list. Now, a lot of that happens to do because of the Summer Games Fest. We had one new game came out every day. So that definitely skewed the list for sure. Some of these games came out towards the end of Summer Game Fest. Yeah, one game, Dinogenics, came out at the end of the month and snuck on, and I don't think that one will definitely stick around for very long. But because it came out pretty much right at the end, it was able to stick around. But let's go through those games now. The highest, and the one with, I think, the best opportunity to stick around, Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Just a very classic tile placement game. Made the list at 28. My Shelfie, the dice game, a very quick roll and write style game, made it on the list at 29. Then we had Loose, a really cool take on trick taking where you actually play with your hands backwards, so you see everyone else's cards, not your own. Came in at 34. This one I'm hoping will stick around a little bit. This is one of my favorites. Then we had Digit Code, make it at 56. This is a puzzle solving game here. Probably one that we will see next month for sure is Forest Shuffle Dartmoor. Just the new version of Forest Shuffle, which is always high up on the list, and I don't think this one will be any different. Forest Shuffle Dartmoor came in at 70. Then we had Tiny Towns come in at 81. One interesting thing about Tiny Towns, this was one of the first games of Summer Game Fest. It came out the 4th. So having this one still stick around might make it so it sticks around for longer, but we'll see. This came in at 81. Then we have Vow of Eternity. This one actually is not a new game to the list. Been around for quite a while, been on the list a few times, but came back at 90. Then we had a game come back to the list, Arcopolis. This one here it's been on the list a few times, then fell off, then came back on, then fell off, and now it's back again at 95. Same thing with Isle Cats, made it back to 97, been on, off. Then we have a new game here, Pagan, The Fate of the Roanoke. This one came on at 98. And then lastly, a game that I almost always have going with a group of friends, The Crew. Such a really fun trick-taking game that we just are playing our second playthrough now. It takes a while. It took us like 6-7 months to make it through all of it turn-based, but such a good time if you have a group of people that want to play this game. Quite a bit. 12 new games to the list. We'll have to see next month how many of those can stick around. So I've changed it up a little bit. Normally the top hot games are all 5 brand new ones, and it just got really repetitive talking about the same new games, and then they always fallen off. So I changed up a little bit. To be on the hot games list now, you had to been on the list before. So at number 5, we have Memoir 44. Memoir 44 is an awesome World War II game. There's a really cool mechanism, really simple game. I taught an 8-year-old here recently, and he really enjoys World War II and loved this little game. But basically, you have cards, and you can attack in 3 different sections of the board. It's a really light war game, so if you are interested at all in World War II and war games kind of scare you a bit, this is an awesome way of getting into it. Memoir 44 has been around on the list every month. It is definitely the best way of playing Memoir 44. It's always been in the 50 range, and this month it went from 56 to 44, a gain of 27% to make it onto our list. Then at number 4, we had Lord of the Rings, The Fate of the Fellowship, a take on the pandemic style system, but into the Lord of the Rings style game. This is one that I played quite a bit. This one has been around for 4 months. It was at 25, then it went to 49, 97, and actually caught up a little bit and went to 73 this month. So it gained 32%. I know this is a time demo. They said about 6 months, so we're looking a couple months left at least, they said. So after 2 or 3 more months, we'll see if it sticks around. Be really cool after a while, maybe a year or 2, they come back and put all the content in. As of right now, you don't have all of the parts of the game. You only get a little bit. And just having this as a solo game on BGA would be so cool. Even if they just made it soloable, I would enjoy that so much. I played a ton of this. I have a video of a playthrough of this game. I really enjoy it. At number 3, we had Sea Salt and Paper. Sea Salt and Paper has been on the list every month. It's always been either 21, 22. Last month it got to 20, but then in September it went all the way to 15. So it gained 33%. I haven't played this one a ton. I did play it once a while ago, but I'm not super familiar with it. But I know it's a very loved card game. Then we had one of the Summer Game Fest games make it to the list. Skull King started in August at 87, and it jumped all the way to 63. Now, this was literally the last game of Summer Games Fest, came out on the 31st of August. So that does probably skew the data a little bit. It was 87 in August and then 63 in September. So it just made it on as a beta game, which a lot of the games don't. So this one came in on a beta, and then it got a full release and went all the way to 63. So it gained about 38%. Really fun trick-taking game, kind of chaotic at times, but definitely one I enjoy. Then at number 1, we had Coffee Rush. Coffee Rush was one of those games also that made it in beta. It came on at 95 in June, then fell off, then actually came back in beta still. So August 1st, it was 76, and then was released early August, and then still stuck around and made it all the way up to 30. So it actually gained 153%. Quite a bit of gain for this little game. So it'll be interesting to see if this one can keep up its steam, and keep on the list. Now for our not hot games, these are the top 5 biggest fallers. At number 5, we have Age of Innovation. This is actually a game I've never played here, but I know it's a take on Terra Mystica. It's always been on the list, mid-20s, 30s, 33 to 47, so it lost about 30-ish%. Then we had Verdant, a game that's been on the list for 3 months. Started off at 44, then went 74, and now fell off our list. So fell about 32-ish%, depending on how far it fell down into the hundreds. Then in third place, we had Parks. Now, Parks is interesting because it was out for a long time, and they actually had to pull it, and then they upgraded to the second edition, and now we have it here. Last month, it was at 59, and then it fell off the list, so a fall about 46%. At number 2, a very popular game, Apiary. It came on in beta at 58 and then got 81, and then a full release, it went to 25, and then this month it's at 48, so it fell about 48% as well. And then lastly, we had Tactile. Tactile made it all the way up to 54. Quite an achievement for the smaller little publisher game. It did come out 3 or 4 days before the end of the month, so that it does have that going for it, but it made it to 54, and then this month it fell off the list, so it fell about 50%. Well, let me know in the comments, what were your surprises? Was there any games that really stuck out for you, either falling or gaining spots? For me, I'm going to pick Memoir 44. Just such a great little game. An awesome thing to have on BGA. Before it was on BGA, we had to play a lot on Steam, and it used token system. It was just a mess. So to have it on BGA now is such a good thing for the Memoir 44 community. So to see it rise from mid 70s to 60, we'll see if it can continue. I mean, as always, I don't know why games raise. You know, it could have been a big tournament and that bumped up the game list. I'm not quite sure. So let me know what you think of this list. If you like this type of video, I'll continue to try to do more and more of these. But as always, I've been the Digital Board Gamer. Good luck and have fun.